Thank you very much, Professor Vakil. I think it's an amazing event. There's so many interesting talks here. I mean, I would love to hear all of them, but I think the time is short. And again, the way the event has progressed today, I think without any further delay, we just have to just, I'm just waiting. If Shinawa, are you there? Dr. Shinawa? Maybe they have some issues. So maybe we can just go to the panel discussion. I would like to invite the panelists here, Dr. Muhammad Riaz from BZU University, Dr. Tahir Zahoor from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, Dr. Munizia from Fuji Foundation, Fuji Fertilizer, Rawalpindi, but he just sent me an apology. He's unable to join us today. He's been a catalyst in working together with Professor Nicola Lowe. I just want to invite another our panelist, Dr. Umar Farouk from Muhammad Nawashif University, and Dr. Imran Pasha from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. So please come along and we'll pose you some questions and take it from there. So I think it's, as many speakers have said, it's all about creating that level of urgency in the consumer, in the system, taking a system approach, as Professor Nicola Lowe said. If we could address the issue right from the farming. But the question that comes to my mind always is, okay, what's in there for the farmers? So why they should be producing that food? Is there some kind of a mechanism that can reward the farmers? And now we have, because since we have got the industry here as well, I would like to pose this question into the panelists. There are some other questions as well in the chat that we'll just have to go one by one as well. Just sort of to set the scene, it's more important that we come from a holistic view, and sometimes we are the scientists. We say a lot of stuff. It's nice publication, but how do we communicate? How do we communicate to the consumer, the end consumer, and also the producer? So there's a disconnect between the producer and the consumer. So what the consumer need and what the producer is looking for it. So just sort of to spark the discussion, I'll just pose another question here. I mean, it's in terms of where do we stand and where the industry is working with the farming industry, I would say. How many farmers and how many families they are aware of this challenge exists. So over to the panelists, please. Dr. Shinawa, if you have joined, please just pop in. Maybe if you want to add anything extra here. Panelist, are we able to see you?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Khalid. This is Dr. Tahir Zahoor. I'm Director General in the National Institute of Food Science and Technology. Sorry to interrupt you. I was waiting actually again for Dr. Shinawa. If he is here, then after that I can discuss whatever the questions are, or along with my other fellows like Dr. Munir Zia, Dr. Riaz, and Dr. Umar Farouk and Imran Pasha. So what is the first question, please? Can you let me know again?
Okay, so first of all, they are saying the things that have just pop up in our discussion forum. One particular question is, so is there a standard that we can measure the quality of the food back on the farm? So when the farmer is producing food, and at the moment you are just paying him on the quantity rather than the quality. So what's the best way? Yes. What standards could be worked out where the farmers would be rewarded? So I remember I was 5 years ago. I was in the UK. We host there's a very popular annual farming conference. I think it's been happening over 100 years or so. It's called farming UK farming event. Early January. It's happened every year. And 5 years ago, the topic of the event was, will the farmers going to be the pharmacist? Are they going to produce food that's going to be healthy and the consumer is willing to pay for it? And then comes a question around what happened within the supply chain and what happens on the labeling side. So when I'm buying that food, does it say the same thing what's written on the label?
Yes. So regarding this, I can comment only for few keywords like food safety. As far as food safety, if we go for the certifications conclusively or precisely, if we can talk about to get the good food or safe food, that start with the application of all safety factor and certification starting from the farm. So that is the gap, good agriculture practices, and that starts from here. One example over there is that We are using in Pakistan a lot of fertilizers and everything. I do remember that when I was working in the endowment fund secretariat of the UST fund of the UST program in University of Agriculture Faisalabad, we funded a project which is the specific utilization of fertilizers for the farm. This is one example when we are talking about the farm only. So people, they are using like one bag of DAP, one bag of this, etc. But this is not the way. Actually, we should start from the farm, that farmers should be well educated along with our educators. They can use a very specific dose of fertilizers or anything or insecticides, whatever is required for their farm. The basic thing is that we have developed in UAF one of the software which includes that what is the data of your soil and how much fertilizer you can add in. So this is the technical start from where we can do the safety. If we don't follow such kind of measures, we can go for the higher doses level of fertilizers and anything which can later on be good agricultural practices, and definitely it goes to the table, to the folk. So all the stakeholders who are involved in the harvesting or supply chain system or processing or distribution or marketing, and when the food comes at the table, there are definitely different certification systems who are involved commercially in those sectors. We should apply and we should adopt those certification for which various speakers has also mentioned about the safety factors. HACCP, you can do that. We can do a quality system. We can add into the ISO system or the GAP system. As much as we can go towards this side, maximum would be the food safety. It's not a job.
Sorry, Dr. Tahir, I'm just going to challenge you here. I mean, this certification is a nice route, but for a zero literacy farmer who's sitting in a samundari, in a place, and they produce their own food, and they are not buying flour from outside. So how will you communicate the benefits of the fortification, biofortification to them?
So this is the job of our sector, which is the educator. So we, being a professor, we have a lot of systems in our university. We have a sector of technology transfer. Whatever searched in the universities, that should be transmitted in several ways. But it is at very lower level right now. Whatever we have, we all have to do a lot of work in integration with the farmers. We conduct every year the Farmers' Day. We call them in the university. We give them technology, which could not happen last year due to Corona problem or COVID-19. So these are the struggles. These are the single micro steps which we all should take and adopt for the betterment of production with respect to nutrition and safety side. So in our university, we have also fortified one of the micronutrient in PVG department. Dr. Aslam, he is working on that, and it starts from that level. Again, the problems are there. There are multiple problems. If a small yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm just moving to the next speaker here. Dr. Riaz, is he here from Multan University from BZU, please? Your I would say view. How do we communicate to the communities about the benefits